we're going to write our code to retrieve weather forecast and using the 3-hour interval. So I'm going to open up the IDE where we left, and I'm going to create a new file, and I'm going to call it weather.py, and from py open weather map, I'm going to import open weather map and create an instance of open weather map using OWM caps, and here I'm going to pass in the key, the API key, and I'll copy that one from this URL here, copy and paste. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to create a function, def get forecast, that's going to take in latitude and longitude, and first thing is to create observation, which I'll create from OWM, and the function I'm going to use is 3-hour forecast at coordinate, because we want to get the forecast using latitude and longitude. And the first parameter is the latitude, longitude followed by longitude. Now from here we can get the forecast from observation.get forecast. So before we loop through the forecast, I'll get the location from the forecast. Location from the forecast, get location, and from this, and from the location object, it's supposed to be, and from the location object we can get the location name, and this location name is the location name for the longitude and the latitude, and I'll say location dot get name, and then we can also get the location lat from the API, so that will be location dot get lat, and then location longitude be location from get long. Now we can loop through the forecast. So for forecast single in forecast plural. So what we want to get for each forecast is one is the time for the forecast, and this one will be forecast single dot get reference time, reference time, and I want it in an ISO format to make it legible. Then we want to get the status, whether it's raining, clear, sunny, or so would you be forecast to get status, and then we want to get the details of the status. This whether if it's rain, whether it's light rain, heavy storm, or whatever. So forecast dot get get detailed status. So the next thing I'll get is the temperature, and get temperature, and this is going to return a dictionary with the maximum, minimum, and the average temperature. So to get the average temperature, it will be temperature is equals to temperature dot get temperature. This is the key of the temperature from the dictionary here. So minimum temperature will be temperature dot get from the dictionary temp min, and the same for maximum temperature is temperature dot get temperature max. So now that we have all this information about the forecast, so what I want to do is to create a result list, and every time we loop through the forecast, single forecast, I want to append a string with all this information. So I'll create a list with 3 quotes, and the first thing I want to print is location. It's going to be the name and the latitude and the longitude. And I'll use the dot format method and pass in the location name, latitude, and longitude. So I'll put in the lat, now loc name, and then loc latitude, and loc longitude. The next thing is the time. I want to know what the time for this forecast, so this is going to be time, and the next will be status, and say status, and then the detailed status, detailed, and then the temperature, pass in here TMP, and the same for min, temperature, here we'll pass in TMP min underscore min, and finally the max temperature, I'll pass in the temp max. So for each forecast, 3-hour interval forecast, we will pull out this information: location, time, status. We could add more like wind, humidity, but idea is the same. So in the end, I want to return not a list. Remember, for here we are appending a list of strings, so I want to join the list. So I'll do string, empty string dot join, and I'll pass the result. But here there is a catch. If we look at the API doc here, we get 5-day forecast with an interval of 3 hours. That means in one day we'll get, one day have 24 hours, so 24 divided by 3, that's 8. So in a single day we'll get 8 forecasts. So 5-day forecast will be 8 times 5, which is 40. So basically the list here will contain 40 items, but Telegram will limit the number of text you can send per message. So I'm going to limit this list to 10, which is also nice to the end user. We don't want to return a whole bunch of information that's going to annoy the end user. So I'll limit the result by 10 using full colon 10. Now I'm going to test this. If name equals main, and what this does, we'll run this statement print, and I'll call this function get forecast, and I'll pass in dummy latitude -1.2 and 36 latitude. So what if name main is equals to main does equals main does? This line here will run only when we learn this in the command line as the main script. But if we import this function, this part will not be called. So it's good for testing. Yeah, it's good for testing purposes. So let's run Python weather to test this, and here we get the result. We get the 10 result, and for each result we get the name, the latitude, the longitude, and the time, the date and time, and the status is rain, detail status is light rain, and the temperature. Here we get temperature in, I believe, Kelvin, but I'm used to Celsius, so I'll come here, it's under that, to get temperature and specify I want it in Celsius. So let me run this again, clear, and now I get temperature in Celsius, so it's easy to interpret this. So in the next one we will link this with the previous Telegram code, and to see how these two integrate together. So see you in the next video.